Hello, hello, and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today, excuse me, my voice has gone a bit croaky. Today, I'm actually doing something at the request of one of my subscribers. She had some masking paper, and she wanted some tips and ideas of how to use masking paper. Now, I haven't got masking paper, but this technique would work perfectly if you did have masking paper, because it would make it so much easier. So what I have done is I have just cut two pieces. This is the piece I'm going to be using, and I've cut myself a mask to go in over the top, and I've also cut myself the piece to go inside. So if you had the masking paper, you would do exactly the same thing, but it would stick down much better than it's going to for me. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take this piece out for now. I'm going to use both pieces, and I'm going to take this one here, and because I haven't got masking paper, I'm going to be using some low tack tape. So I just want to take that in over the top, so we can then work on that piece. Now, I'm going to de-tack it on my trousers, because even though it's low tack, you need to make sure that you've got it just a little bit easier. Now, I might actually turn it round this way, because I think it'll work better that way and it's easier to see. So I use my craft mat because I find it easier for sponging and things like that. It works quite well. So this I need to just take and tape it across on the top here, because then it will hold it in place for me, and it also means that part way through, if I want to, I can actually lift it up and have a look inside to see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to work on this inside piece to start off with, and I'm using a variety of different stamp sets. There's me who hasn't even got them out. I'm going to be using, which is one of my absolute favourites. Let's see if I've got it in here. I don't think it's in that one. Is it in? There we are. Right, this is one of my favourite stamp sets. I use it a lot because I like the script. Now, I know that a lot of you will have stamps with script and things in there, so that's what we need to use in there. We're also going to use some colours, and we're going to do some sponging. So I've taken out a yellow, which is Bumblebee, a green, which is an old one, which was Wild Wasabi, a soft one for doing the words, which is Soft Seafoam, and then Soft Succulent, which is a dark one. So we're going with greens and yellows. Now, use whatever inks you've got. You know, I'm only using these because I happen to have them. And as I said, my thing at the moment is to basically spend as much time as I can using what I've got. You know, I think we all have spent so much money on things and we never use it. So I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this green. So it's sort of a mid-tone green, but it's got a bit of yellow in it. So I'm just literally going to take it from the outside, and I want to cover the whole of the inside of this with this green. I might actually do it in two colours. No, I don't. I'm going to take it because I want it to be quite dark in here. So I'm just literally, you can see I'm tapping it off to get some of the excess, because like everything, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So this is just a blending brush. You can do it with a sponge dauber. You can really do it with whatever you want, actually. But that just gives us a base in the green, which I think will be quite nice. But then I do really like the yellow, so I'm just going to clean my blending brush off a bit, and then I'm just opening up the yellow. And I'm just going to take a little bit of yellow in there because I want a little bit of, you know, a different, slightly different look in there as well. So it just gives, the idea is that we're building up some colours and some textures and all sorts of things in there that we think are going to work. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just go right away around the edge in a dark green to give a real border. So I'm taking this dark green and I'm going to be using a little stencil brush for this because I want it to come right at the edge. So I don't want it to be all the way through, which by using a little stencil brush, I know I can literally just have it right the way along the edge. So I'm literally just sort of using the stencil brush and just flicking around the edge because I want it to come down on the edge here and give that little bit of colour in there. So the stencil brush will give a quite nice sort of colouring on there because we can get literally just on the line and we don't have to have too much of it in there. So even on the sides here, I can just take it right up on the edge. If you haven't got a stencil brush, then, you know, you can use a sponge dauber or something. Just be careful that you don't want it to come too far up. You literally just want it to come just in on the edge here. Now it's easier for me because I'm right-handed to do this top bit here. And as I come round here, I find it more difficult. So the easiest way of doing it is literally to just turn your work as you're going. So some of this is going to come in over the sides a little bit, but that's fine because we can then turn it, we can add some more in there. Now I'm going to take a little peek and see how we're doing on this. So let me just take this up, and this is why having it taped at the top, you can see, now you can see that's beautiful. That's exactly as I want it, so that's good. Now what I want to do next is to add some words in on here. So I'm going to be using the, oh, some of these are very difficult to open. I do like the old one. So I'm taking this Fairy Versailles, and this is just words. So if you've got any, just pick up a stamp set that you've got that's got some script of some sort in there. I've probably got some other script somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where. So I need to, I'm just turning around and looking. I thought I had everything ready, and I've taken a pad out, and then I haven't, I know what I've done with it. I'm just thinking I was doing something else, experimenting with something, and I've literally just gone and put that ink pad, sorry, the block had white paint on it because I was doing something to try and create some bokeh bubbles without doing the white ink. So I was using some white paint, which looked really nice, but I've obviously left the thing in there, so I'm going to have to use a different block on there, which is fine. So I just need to make sure that I've got it. I can never know with this particular set of words whether I've got it the right way up or not. So I'm just going to use this bit of tissue on here to just have a look and see. I think that's probably the right way up. I can't really see. We'll ink it and we'll give it a go. I think it's probably okay. Yes. And you can see on here, it's quite fine wording. So I'm literally just putting it on like that. So it just gives that really nice sort of look to it. And I think that that makes it look beautiful. So if I then move this up, you can see you've got the lovely pieces on there. Okay, so that's that part, and that's how you do the mask. Now, you can work on one side or the other. So if you wanted to do it and work on the outside, so the border, you can do that part first, or you can do the inside. So we're now going to work on the outside. So I can take this off for here because I don't think I need it. I'm just going to literally fold it back just in case I want to. No, I'm not going to need any more than that, am I? That looks absolutely beautiful as it is. And you could leave it like that if you wanted to. What I wanted to do was, again, you've got this as your sticky mask. Mine isn't sticky, but that's fine. So I can put it in on here like this. And I just have to be very careful because I haven't got anything to hold it into place. This is where the sticky masks sheets are really good, because you can stick that on there and you know it's not going anywhere at all. Now I could use some tack, low tack adhesive, but I don't want to spoil what's underneath. So the next part of this is we need to have a look and see what colours we've got on here. And what I want to do is I want to take some more sort of contrasting colours. So I think that this yellow is probably a bit dark. So do I take a... I'm going to take a paler yellow, I think. I've got a pale yellow here, and I might actually take a pale... I've got these two colours, which I think might work quite nicely, because we've got sort of a pale orange and a pale yellow. So we're going to put this on here, like that. And then I'm going to take the pale yellow at the top, I think, and with the orange at the bottom. So we've got like an ombre effect on there. I need to take another brush out because there we go, that'll do. I've got a little one here, probably should have had it the other way around, but I think that should be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this on here, and we're going to have the pale yellow at the top. So just take that in like this. And just bring it in. So I'm doing it from the corners and bring it in to the centre. And as I say, if you've got the masking sheets, you then wouldn't have to be holding it like this, because it would be stuck down with the masking sheets. As I say, I haven't got any, so that makes it the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm just literally building it up and building it up, building it up in the strength. Just keep working through building up your colour. Okay. And then I'm going to swap over to the pale orange colour. And I think that this will just give it, it's quite a subtle colour. And again, use the colours you've got. So says me who's just knocked it, which I shouldn't have knocked it, but there we go. Let's just put... Okay, we know we can put it in on here, so let's just put it back in where we want it. But I'm now turning it round this way. And I'm going to take it from the corner here, which will take it and blend it through. And then take it from the bottom and bring it up. And it's just adding a bit of interest to the background. Which is always quite nice. And as I say, you just work your way around, adding colour in there as you go. And as I say, some of this is a little bit blobby, but that's fine because we're not just keeping this colour as it is. We're going to be doing some other things as well. So I'm just trying to take in enough colour that we've got that blend through. So we've got the pale at the top and we've got the dark at the bottom. I'm just actually going to bring a little bit more of that because I quite like that colour, and I've been a little bit sparing with the colour, and I quite like to have that on a bit more. Okay, so we can now see we've got that coming in at the background. So that's just given the background. Now what I want to do is I want to add some more definition in here, and I'm going to go back to the same green, which is this lovely wild wasabi, and I'm going to take the Very Versailles again because I happen to have that set, but again use some leaves, any leaves you happen to have got. I love this one because this comes down in sort of like a hanging variegated look, which I think looks really pretty. So again, I'm just putting it on here because I haven't quite got the right block, because my block is, I just realised, is in the sink. But I'm just going to take some of this down, ink it up like that. And so we've got this still in here, so we know it's not going to go in the way. I like doing things sideways, so I'm just going to take this one from the top down like this and pick it up. And then we're going to take it down on here like that. Now, do I want the other side as well? I don't know. Let's take this off and have a look. Yes, I think I do. I think I do. I think I want it to be covered fairly consistently like this. Okay, so let's put this one in. I'll have this in the centre. Down the bottom. Little bit down there, little bit down there. Okay, so you've got all of that lovely sort of variegation coming down, and then when I take that off, you can see you've got that really pretty look in there. Now, I'm just going to clean this off, and the only thing that I would add to this is probably just a bright sentiment. I need to bring some colour in on the sides. I've taken a, there we go, I've taken that as the background on there, which I think looks okay. But what I need to do is I need to bring this in together because it's a bit sort of spread out a bit. I need it to come in. I'm just going to get some paper to come in underneath because I'm going to be going right off the side. So I want to take it in the dark. So this time I'm going to use my sponge daubers just to show you that you can use all sorts of different colours and mediums to be able to get a really good look. So this is my sponge daubers, and I want this sort of that green, isn't it? I think that might be a bit darker, but let's just take that on there. Okay, so what I need to do is just take it round on the side. Which will bring that colour in quite nicely. I always tend to work off a corner and then come down, because you've corners can be darker, and then you want to bring it up a bit. And by doing it this way, what it'll do is it will just frame it a little bit more and bring everything in. So I just need to come up in on here. Whoa, that's a bit of a blob over the top. Take it up to the corner like this. That's better. So that has now got everything coming in rather nicely. And so when I put that on there, it brings it in together really rather nicely. Okay, and then all I would do, so as I say, this is a 1-layer card, but it actually looks as if you've got more layers coming in. It gives the illusion of this piece coming out. And all I would do is to put a sentiment in the center of here. So I want sort of a little round sentiment. I think, which one do I want? Don't want anything too big, do I? You can see what I've got on here. That's quite pretty, actually. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. That's a nice little, and I want it to be that sort of size, so I'm not necessarily going on the words, I'm just going on the size. So I want a little, here we go, let's put this one on here. Like that. And then I can take it in. I'm actually going to take it in this green. I'm not going to take it darker than that, I don't think, because I just want to have it in on the center, and I don't want it, I want it to show nicely, but I don't want it to be overpowering on there. So this is going to just come in the center like that. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. And I think that makes a really pretty card, but it's a way of doing it so that it looks very much 3-dimensional, but it's not 3-dimensional at all. So let me just pick that up so you can see it closely. You can see all of those different layers and textures. You know, add a bit of sparkle, add a bit of something on the outside if you want to. I will probably add some of that. Doesn't show on camera, so there's no point in doing it for you to see, but I would do it for me because I love a little bit of sparkle. But I think it makes a really pretty card. So hope that's helped with using a mask. And again, we've used it in 2 ways. But if you've got masking paper, just put that over and you can do something really pretty. And if you haven't got leaves and things, use a flower. Anything that's a die that will give an image will work with something like this. So I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.